We'll be behind you. We'll be yelling at you for
Can
it.
we not? Can we not?
Dude,
Like, can we not go double digits?
you can all petition to just stop at 8 or something like that if you want.
No gentlemen's agreements here, please.
Welcome, Australia's Strongest Woman 2024. We've got Ari jumping on soon. She's getting Uber Eats, I understand that. This is I went and looked it up. This is the 6th year of Australia's Strongest Woman. There's only been 6 of them, or 5 of them so far. And I think it's probably going to be the most interesting and exciting one of the lot. I think there's going to be a lot of back and forth between certain events. Pretty much, I'm going to dive in. In the other Zooms, we ask questions like where you trained and everything like that, but everyone pretty much knows everyone. So a couple of questions that'll be different is why Strongwoman? And I don't mean why you got into it, but why are you still here? Like, it's painful, it's hard. What keeps you in the sport? And the other thing is, what do you do for work? And why does being a strong woman help with that? And if it doesn't help with that, make something up. So I will start with the top corner, which is Bek.
Oh, great.
So why are we still doing the sport?
Because I want to continue to inspire my daughter to want more from life, to not give up on chasing her dreams, for her to realize that she can do anything that she sets her mind to.
Yeah, and she loved last year, right?
Loved it. She actually had an asthma attack screaming so hard at the deadlift event.
Yeah, so we can expect that coming as well.
Yeah, she's loud like a mother, so we've got a Ventolin ready, and she'll be right.
Yep. I'm sure you probably won't be the only one bringing small children along, potentially. Actually, I'm not sure if anyone else is. No. We'll leave it at home.
Yeah.
What's mine is yours.
Yeah. Communal child.
Say hello.
Yeah. So what do you do for work, and how does Strongwoman help with that?
I am a mental health and disability support worker. I suppose my size is always good with challenging clients. It helps me to feel a little bit less intimidated, especially by men that will try and stand over you with mental health issues. But I suppose I can show my customers my strength, and then show them my vulnerabilities for my job, and the fact that I may be big and look menacing sometimes, but I'm not. Like, I'm here doing the same thing as everyone else.
Yeah, it's a really good point in like breaking stigma on what everyone thinks the sport is, or everyone's aggressive or a particular way.
Yep, I may be a brute, but I'm still looking after little old ladies and yeah.
Perfect. Katie.
Why am I still doing it? Probably, I don't know, I guess I haven't reached the goals that I feel like I can achieve. So I guess like wanting to go overseas, and I guess just being a bit bigger in the sport. I feel like I'm still very, very new to it. And I guess just like being able to actually get results is nice. It's like you put in the work and you see the results. So it just makes me want to keep coming back, which is good. For work, I'm a paramedic. I don't think lifting helps that at all, since we don't really lift patients. And the ambulance is a very small, cramped place. So getting in and out is not always the easiest. But I suppose sometimes we do have to like push the stretcher and like carry all the bags and the monitor. So I guess it comes in handy there a little bit.
Yeah, if you had to pick up a patient, you could.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Very reluctantly. Yeah.
All right. And Allira?
Well, I'm still in the store because I've only just started. I found Strongman in 2021, so I've only really knew and started training properly in 2022 because I was deployed. So I'm defense as my job, Navy. So yeah, I'm here because it's my first go around and I'm just still really new and still the baby and still want to get bigger and stronger. So yeah. And defense. Okay, so yeah, Navy, and I guess that this helps a lot because like mental resilience, like toughness. When you don't want to do something, you just do it. So that's very much a sport. Like you don't want to sometimes do the reps or turn to the gym, but you have to. And then if you want the results, and same with defense, like sometimes you just gotta stick it out, and even if you don't really want it at that moment. So yeah.
Yeah, so if anything, probably your line of work has helped with the training side.
Yeah, I guess because yeah, give me a program, I'll do what's on it. Yeah,
yep.
Tell me what to do, I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
All right, Liz.
Yeah, I suppose I feel a little bit the same as Allira. Like I feel like I'm still new to it, even though I've been doing it for a few years now. I feel like I'm only just starting to feel like I'm getting somewhere with it. Like I feel like I've always been doing well, but like obviously starting at a novice level, and then I feel like coming into the top level. It feels really new still and really exciting. And I just love the variety of the competitions. I love the variety that training brings. And yeah, I can't ever see myself leaving the sport now that I've gotten into it.
Like that.
Yeah. And for work, I am an accountant. So I really don't know how I can relate that to lifting. I like the contrast of my job compared to my training and my competition life. It keeps life pretty interesting as well. I'm not, I love having, like time in the office and quiet time, I suppose. And I'm concentrating on my work and really organized and getting things done. And then I can just unleash in the gym and throw weight around and make some noise and de-stress that way. So it's great.
Yeah, so you're probably one of the people that have an interesting dichotomy of completely polar opposites, and you get to showcase both sides of who you are.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Big G.
Hey everyone. All right, so why I'm still doing it, obviously I love competing in strongman, but I get bored really easily. So the fact that every comp is always different is what keeps me going, because every prep's different. Obviously there's things that are the same, but majority of the time you're not going to get one comp that's exactly the same as another one. So that's probably why I'm still doing it. And my job, I'm a strongman coach, so I know it helps me. My clients don't have to worry about putting their weights away. I do it for them. So
yeah. And then you can also lead by example. So anything you're giving someone, you're also doing it yourself.
Yeah, we'll say that. No, of course. I don't give anyone anything I haven't done myself. So
no, I don't think any of us would have done that.
No.
I've had times where I've done similar things to what I've programmed people and just gone, God, this is hard. I don't know if I can get this done.
Yeah.
And then
I think the worst thing my coach Alana's ever given me was 10 sets of 20 of something, and I may have just went and buried my head in the sand a little bit because it was horrible.
that started looking for new coaches. All right, we'll go down the bottom. Nick.
Why am I still doing strongman? I guess I like the pain. But I'm also such a perfectionist. Who would have thought that? So I guess because I feel like I haven't perfected it yet, I can't stop because the job's not done. So
that will be going on forever.
Yeah, I know. So lucky you.
Straight into my
yeah, and I'm a hairdresser, so it actually does not help at all. I actually get told often that I'm pulling someone's hair too hard because my muscles are too big. And because my arms are so big, it makes them so damn heavy holding up a hairdryer and scissors all day. So I don't actually know if there is a positive to that, because then my back hurts because I have to stand up all day. I
Yeah,
can't even run up.
everyone says this sport is functional, but I mean, depends what function you need it for. And
Blow drying hair is not one.
no. Okay, Elly?
So I guess I think I'm still doing Strongwoman almost 5 years later, because I feel like it's given me purpose in life, and just the confidence that I've built within myself. I feel each year I've probably come out of my shell even more, and all the progress that I make and all the achievements and comps that I make it to, like, it's helping me gain confidence more and more, especially in the last 12 months. And I was a teacher for 9 years, primary school teacher. And I've recently stepped into a finance company in the last 6 months, in sort of like event management within a finance company. So I guess within teaching previously, was just about sort of like goal setting and, you know, mindset and putting your mind to things and inspiring, you know, young people to set goals and work towards, you know, their dreams and what they want to achieve in life. And I suppose that's kind of similar in what I do with the company that I work for, where we help, you know, people structure their accounts and pay off their mortgage in a third of the amount of time that they would with a typical lender. So I guess it's like teaching adults that, you know, if they set goals, you know, every step will help them achieve what they want to achieve and just inspire others. So I guess Strongwoman kind of ties into that. It was inspiring little people and now it's inspiring big people. So yeah.
Yeah, it's good. How are like the students knowing that you do Strongwoman?
So I think probably for most of my teaching career, I kind of kept it under wraps until I went to OSG for my first year. And my principal got up on stage one day at assembly and told half the school where I was going for 2 weeks or however long I was away for. And then the kids, you know, found out that I compete in Strongwoman, and they loved it. I guess initially, yeah, I probably wasn't ready to tell the kids. In hindsight, you know, that's probably a disservice to them because they loved it. They were so inquisitive about it. They asked so many questions about it. They thought I was the coolest teacher in the school, and just wanted to know more about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think kids are always drawn to like strongman because it's very much just like playing as a kid. It's pick up a rock, pull a car, like all these interesting, weird things.
It's a spectacle, yeah. And I think their minds were just blown by, you know, the fact that, you know, we can deadlift 200 kilos and lift stones, and they just think that, you know, pull trucks and things like that. It blows their minds. So yeah, it's a really nice feeling.
Yeah, good. So pretty much open floor now. Anybody just jump in where you want to. As far as spectacles go, how do we feel for this year? With the
I'm
flag,
excited.
car flip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the car flip for sure has got me excited because I've never done it before. And I think everyone's in the same boat. So that is definitely what I'm most excited for.
I mean, like I've been practicing flipping tires in training, and then Mason put up last night or this morning whenever I saw it a bit of a teaser, and I was like, yeah, that's completely different to how I've been training tire flip. So it's just fun. Show up and be strong and have fun.
Yeah, I think there's one world's strongest man from years ago that has a car flip, and that's it. That's the only reference anyone has.
I'm excited. I think that it's a spectacle no matter what we're going to do, because we always show our sportsmanship and we do put on a great show.
Mm.
And I think it's always good to watch the difference between us women and then the men. we're very supportive of one another. The guys are in their own right, but we're very vocal about our support.
Yeah.
And I think the crowd enjoys that as much as watching the actual events.
Yeah.
Because it's such an individual sport, but we're so supportive of each other, and the crowd just goes, "Oh, that's different."
Yeah. And that's with the rise of, I think it was World's Strongest Nation, the Giants Live comp, where the women were involved with the men. And the women kind of stole the show. The men didn't show much personality. They were very cold, and the women were just loud. They had emotion. They were happy. You could tell if they were annoyed. The Arnold Pro Show was called sort of a similar thing, which is really good to see. Do you think there's any other reason why that would be the case, and why more fans are more like starting to get more involved with the women competing?
I think partly it's as well like we're breaking the stereotype that, like, I guess because strongman, it's a man's sport, and so when they lift heavy big things, it's like, oh, that's cool, but it's expected.
Yep.
And then when women do it, it's like, oh shit, like, oh my god, they're actually, you know, lifting this stuff and moving these things, and it's a bit more of a surprise, I think, as well.
Nick, that segment that you did with Sunrise or whoever it was the other morning with the car deadlift, and like listening to their reactions and looking at their faces, like they were just like absolutely gobsmacked at what you were doing and for reps and how easy it was, and just
Yeah,
such
it was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, the publicist actually, she was so lovely. She was like, I can't do that. And Harley like was pretty much, come on, no, you can do it. And she's like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. And by the end of it, like he was helping her deadlift the car up. She had the belt on. She was sniffing ammonia. It was just coolest. She was so awesome. And I think that was kind of really cool to see, because she was like, oh, maybe I actually can do this. So yeah, that.
Yeah.
As soon as you break that down for someone that they can do that, and it's very much a mind over matter thing. As soon as you put your mind to something and you go, actually, I'm pretty sure I can. Once you break that, 9 times out of 10, it comes up off the floor. And people go, oh shit, I can do that. And you go, see, I told you. And because we're women, we shouldn't be able to do that. It's good when you can.
Yeah. The car flip will be interesting, because I think you'll all go out first and flip the car, and then the men are going to have to come out and at least try to make it look easier or the same. Otherwise, they're not going to look super strong. So I like it with that in different weight classes, where a couple of those things are just the exact same. Even looking back, I went back as far as I could to try to see what some of the open women's comp weights were. And I managed to get back to 2017 Arnold Australia. And the open women had a 230 to 250 yoke. And then last year you were all doing 300. The log ladder was 50 kilos up to 100. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a good chunk of you doing 100 very easily. The deadlift, I think, only went up to 180 for a single rep. And now you all have to deadlift 200 for reps. And the stone series, which is probably the biggest difference, was 80 to 120.
Yeah.
I like that stone series. That's a great size.
Yeah. How's everyone feeling for stones? That's G, because G's obviously feeling great for stones.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm feeling all right. I've had to change the way I pick it a little bit, but I'm feeling pretty confident for it. But I was also feeling confident for it at OSG as well, and didn't get that last stone. So you never know what's going to happen on the day.
Yeah, the second day is going to be a big day now.
Yeah.
So first event being log, max weight. How's everyone feeling in terms of a max log?
Great, because it's the first event. I think that's I think that's perfect. If anyone puts a max event in the middle of a competition, I think it's really dumb.
Yeah.
It being first gives everyone a perfect, fresh opportunity to be able to actually hit a max lift.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yep. What will be
Yep.
on the day, and see how it all pans out.
Yeah, I think if you want to get the best out of people, then having a max first up is a good way to go. You've competed in Sydney. How did you find it? Bek has, Katie has, and Elly did as well. I
The
think,
atmosphere is incredible.
yeah, in
That arena, when it is full, because it's tiered seating, like Melbourne was good last year, but this is just next level because it's like right around you, like you can feel the atmosphere when it's full. And I think it's meant to be quite shitty weather.
I haven't actually. Yeah.
I looked at the forecast the other day, and I'm pretty sure it's meant to be overcast. And I was like, great, that means more people are going to want to be under the cover where we are watching.
Yeah, that is very true. Like looking at last year's, there was a big crowd anytime that it panned across to the crowd, which is good.
Yeah.
Which always makes it better. Katie, how are we feeling for log? We haven't mentioned anything.
I'm feeling very nervous, to be honest.
Current national log record holder.
Yeah, I suppose like I feel a bit of pressure with that because I suppose anytime, I guess I've mentioned about comp, everyone says, "Oh, a new record," or yeah, like hit more or this and that. Which, in all honesty, is not on my mind. I think like on my mind is the end goal, which like I'd love to be able to podium this year, and so that's the goal. So for log would be to try and win the event. Like if I do end up getting above what I previously set, like that'd be amazing, but it's not, I guess, the goal. But just being nervous because it's the first event is like, if anything, that's when the nerves are the highest because you haven't sort of gotten into it. Yeah, so a lot of nerves all about it.
Yeah, I don't think that ever goes away, regardless of what the event is. I think once everyone gets event one out of the way, it starts to get smooth.
Yeah.
That's when you blow the cobwebs out.
Yeah. And then you pretty much go home for the night and come back and have a full 5 events on day 2.
Yeah.
We actually discussed this the other day. It's like half a comp one day and then a full comp the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in terms of other events, it's relatively straightforward. Probably the flag raise is the other one. Did anyone see middleweights? See how it went? Anyone trained it? I know Elly's got Coco's set up, which is very similar to it, actually.
Yeah, and it's got a safety at the back, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I guess, a bit of a mystery given they haven't sort of released weights, or I'm not sure how far down the pole they're actually taping it. So it's sort of been a bit of trial and error training it and testing out, how, because I guess that's the thing, the further down, you place your hands, there's pros and cons to both. And then, watching it at the middleweight, some people were wearing lifters, some people had belts. So it was kind of like, yeah, it's a bit random. So yeah, but it's definitely been beneficial being able to play around on it. Yeah.
At least the comp one won't flip up and hit you in the back of the leg.
Twice. Yeah. Like the whole back of my right calf was purple for a good 2 weeks after that. So, and you felt how heavy that hinge is, like that Fingal's finger hinge. So it takes like 3 people to lift it up. So heavy.
I think it'll be interesting, like with technique as well as just the way you're built. Like I suppose Bek and Big G being a lot taller, I'm predicting you guys will be able to just pick it up and rip it. And
rip.
a little bit jealous there, but whereas maybe like some of us, particularly maybe Nick, who's like a lot shorter, like shorter legs, it'll be a lot more about like technique and timing.
And all the tippy toes.
Yeah.
Platform Vans didn't even save me on that one.
Yeah, I don't think there's much in this sport that favors the short.
Deadlifts.
Yeah, deadlifts.
Yeah, deadlift for reps. I mean, it's a lot quicker to get reps out. I think that's probably going to be one of the best events to watch. There's so many of you that are so close together. It's looking common that 200 kilos is comfortable for a lot of you. And then what we've got 3 that are at 240 or above. So I'm estimating it will go into double digits.
100%.
Bek, you
Not
hitting
by
double
me,
digits?
but other people.
No, you're welcome to do it as well.
We'll be behind you. We'll be yelling at you for
Can
it.
we not? Can we not?
dude,
Like, can we not go double digits?
you can all petition to just stop at 8 or something like that if you want.
No gentlemen's agreements here, please.
No, you're just going to go all out. In terms of the other events, anything that's going to catch anyone off guard, anything we're concerned about in particular, we feel ready.
Searches for me, I hate them. I hate being crushed. So yoke searches, anything that's on your diaphragm or your chest or your back, I really dislike those movements. So, but I'm really happy that you can pick it up and put it down as many times as you want. So that's at least hopefully will let me get to the end.
Yeah.
Actually, a couple of weeks ago, probably a month ago, it was about 30 kilos lighter with no drops. I think I got like 7 meters. So the fact that we can drop it this time is definitely promising, at least in that sense. But yeah, that's what I'm worried about the most.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm probably worried about that. I've got a pretty bad lower spine issue, so just trying to do my best. My goal for the comp is to make it from start to finish with no further injuries.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of people's goals, right?
Yeah.
For a lot of it. I don't think anyone comes in at perfectly 100%.
No.
I'm literally flying to New Zealand on the Monday, so I really hope everything goes okay. No injuries.
You might be sore sitting in the plane.
That's fine as long as I get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the farmers are the long handles that were getting used 2 years ago. Might change things a little bit.
Are they going to do the farmers head to head and the Zerchers head to head?
I
Or
think
is it
so.
all just one at a time? Yeah.
I think everything will be head to head, probably bar stones maybe, and obviously the car flip.
And flagpole too.
Flagpole, I don't think they have 2 of those.
No.
So, which actually would be a great event if they had 2.
I just hope with searches they like set up lanes, because I was like cringing watching, I think it was the middleweights, like people like crossing over in front of each other and
Almost take out ankles.
yeah, like going into other people's lanes. So I guess, and that comes with, you know, trying something out like that and learning from it. But then thinking that Sydney is quite a small arena as well, so they don't have the luxury of too much space, and it's kind of like a circular arena. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah,
I think because the Zerchers are quite light for most of the weight classes, and I think it'll be the same for you. Everyone's just sprinting and hoping that they don't trip over. Which middleweights had a concrete floor, so it's a little bit easier to slide. Whereas Sydney, I'm pretty sure, is all rubber.
Rubber matting.
Yep. So there'll be no drag. There'll be no slide.
The whole way, there'll be no like sneaky slides, or
No.
it will be literally carrying that whole fucking thing across the line.
Yeah. So the quicker you get it done, the better.
Yeah.
Which is good. I was also going to ask, we don't have a Thomas Wren of the group in the women. Does anybody want to put up their hand and be the villain of the group for the weekend?
No.
Almost that whole video I watched last night. It was only 37 minutes in. He decided to have a shot at Geordie. So
I haven't actually watched it. I'm going to have to watch it now.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
can't we all just get along?
I think everyone does for the most part, but definitely not like the women who actually get along.
Yeah.
A lot of big personalities under one roof. The last thing that I was really going to run through was predictions. If anybody wants to run through some predictions, and we can go through it one by one.
G,
Bek doesn't want to, but podium predictions.
I'll choose myself to win. And
Yeah.
I'll put
I would probably like that too, yes.
and I'll put Ari and Big Bird on the podium with me. But top 5 between second, third, fourth, and fifth are only literally going to be probably like a point between a lot of them. So
The same as last year. It was close between third and fifth or sixth. Like it was tight.
yeah.
Yeah, I think in past years, there's always been groups where there's been a tight race for first or second, or first, second, third. Then there was a chunk below and a sort of a chunk below that. And I think the guys over the weekend will have that separation. I think
There's 17 of them.
yeah, it must be close too, yeah.
Yeah, so that's like if you think about their points, like there's 17 men, their points could go either way all weekend.
Yeah. So I think by the end of it, a few will start to separate out of the pack. Whereas unless G decides to lose a hand between now and Friday.
And you're not do
Please
me like
don't.
that,
Keep your
mate.
hands.
Jesus, mate.
Keep your hands and your feet and all your limbs.
Yeah. Just one finger. But I think
Don't need a finger anyway.
I think second all the way down through is going to jump every event. Right up until the end, potentially.
Especially because they're all like majority of moving events. So it just comes down to the second or the millisecond.
Yeah.
You know, all the points change.
Which is literally someone touching a timer.
Some of these events, they're light enough that we need to get the little running gates and like CrossFit and have ankle timers.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Especially for some of the head-to-head stuff. But any other predictions, Katie?
I suppose, yeah, I put Big G, number 1. And then, yeah, I reckon, to be honest, after that, it could be anyone. Because I love myself, but...
You can nominate yourself, that's fine.
But I think it just goes any which way. Like, I know that I've got like some events that I'm definitely going to drop points on. And probably the rest of the girls will say the same thing about themselves. They'll have their strengths and weaknesses. So I think, yeah, it's going to be very close from second all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allira, any predictions? The baby of the group.
Baby of the group. Well, like I said, I've only really started following some of the girls, and I've been following a few since I started. But from what I've been watching training, obviously Big G, because like she's the beast. Let's be honest. And then, well, I was going to say Katie and Ari probably, just because from what they've been putting up, I think that they will. But like you said, it could be anyone. I do predict myself to be the wooden spoon, the last person. And that's because there's a few events that I still haven't reached weight for. But that's okay, because I'm really excited just to come and experience this year. So I'm happy with the last, because even if I'm last, I'm still technically 8th in Australia. So I'm very happy about that. And then that's what I've got. Yeah, long story short, Big G, Katie, Ari.
Yeah, it is still very hard to crack in and get to that comp. So as you said, you come last, but it is still 8th.
Like it's in Australia, I'll take that.
And listen, it's anyone's game. You're not 8th yet. It's anyone's game until the end of Saturday. So
all lose a hand.
That's it. Like, don't count yourself out.
Around.
Yeah. Everyone's going to Tonya Hardia and we'll be fine. We'll get first. Yeah. Watch out for the skate, y'all.
I think the exciting thing with the women in Australia is it's finally starting to develop a group now where you're doing multiple comps together.
Yeah.
it hasn't been the case before. People would come in, people would leave, and it was just always different. Whereas now you're seeing people beating each other at different comps, which is that's what's exciting with like a Giants Live, is you have the same sort of 15 people, depending on the events, it could go any which way. And like we're starting to get that with the men, but now we're starting to get that with the women as well, which is starting to at least fill out to 9 or 10 spots. Liz, the 82 of the group. Well, you and Sarah, the 82s of the group.
Yeah, terrified. No, I'm excited. It's obviously been so great that there's so many event overlaps between middleweights and heavyweights. Just obviously heavyweights is quite a bit heavier. But yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, my podium pick is definitely G for number 1 spot. And then yeah, I reckon Ari for second, and then I don't know between Katie and Nick. But yeah, like it could go any which way. Just yeah, there's 8 events, and yeah, 9 of us, so there's a lot of opportunity to yeah, for people to gain points and lose points on certain events, so should be interesting.
Yeah, any one particular event you're looking forward to over anything else?
Maybe the Zercher event, because I did well at that at middleweights. So that's probably one event that I'm not worried about at all. A few of the other events I'm a little bit worried about, but that's fine.
Nick, do you have any podium predictions?
Well, obviously G. That's just a given. I mean, I'd like to say myself, but hey, it's very much a non-short person event comp this time round, so that's a bit shit. But I actually think that Ali will do quite well this year, just because they're sort of like really, she's quite tall, she's quite athletic as well. I think being that there's like so many moving events, she moves quite well and quite fast. And she's got the height. So she's obviously got like a couple of like, you know, badder events in terms of the overheads and things compared to some of the other girls. But yeah, I think she'll do really well at the other events.
Okay. Elly.
I don't do predictions. Sorry, team.
You can sit this one out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Ari, welcome.
Hi, sorry I was late.
That's fine.
Did you eat though?
I did eat. It was not great what we got, but we got more than we wanted, and it turned out to be really yummy. So it was worth the wait.
It's not too bad. What I asked everybody else, which I'll ask you now, is 2 questions. Why a strong woman? As in, what keeps you coming back? Why do you keep doing it? And then also, what do you do for work? And how does being a strong woman help with that?
Okay.
Spot.
I found the sport after years of just doing training in a normal gym. And I was like, I need to have something to show for these years of training. What can I do? And I saw Elly actually training at a gym in Tweed that I went to, and she was doing monkey bars, and it was like New South Wales strongest monkey. And I'm like, what is this? And so I went on her page and I found it, and I reached out to her and I said, I want to know more. And she's told me, she's like, Coco's on the Gold Coast is near you. And I went and I tried it, and I've never looked back. But really the initial thing was just I needed to have something to show for years and years of training in a gym and maxing out equipment. Like, where does it go from there? The reason I keep coming back is just the community. I can't believe I'm surrounded by so many supportive women and men as well. We're all on our own journeys, but yet we're all here to lift each other up. And I've never noticed that in a commercial gym before, where I've like grew up in, I suppose, to now getting cheered on, that kind of thing. So, and it's just amazing being a bigger person to fit in somewhere too. So that's why I keep showing up. And I'm pretty good at it, I guess.
Well, you're here, so you are good at it.
Yeah. And I am a high school teacher, currently head teacher welfare, which is quite a challenging role given the kids that I'm working with, lots of complex kids in different backgrounds. But when I was teaching English, being a strong person was a really good hold over the boys in particular in class. What can you deadlift, miss? What? No way, I can do it better. Like just having that and having that connection with them. On the flip side, it is also good to let off a lot of tension and a lot of rage in the afternoon after big days.
That makes sense. I think most of us could probably agree that going back to a commercial gym, we'd all probably feel very lost and very out of place.
Yeah.
Don't have to wear shoes, which I don't like to.
Yeah, no.
Wear shoes, you have to put your equipment away. Like everything.
Coco would make me vacuum the gym.
He does
Have to carry a towel everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't sound fun. We've pretty much gone through anything. Is there anything anyone wants to add before Friday? No, add comp-wise, don't all talk at once.
No, I'm just excited for the picnic.
The pre-comp picnic. Yeah, so apparently there's going to be Australia's Strongest Woman, as event 0.
Yeah.
Pre-game.
Yeah. Australia's Strongest Naps.
Yeah. Maybe you could use to decide an event order.
Oh God.
Can it be what is it? House rules where draw 2s can go on draw 4s, etc., etc.
Make a game out of it.
That's how I play in the wild.
Perfect. Well, that's pretty much a wrap. That's it. If there's nothing else to add, then I'll see you all on Friday as well. We'll be at the back, cheering, helping. Excited to watch it. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you.
See you Friday.
Thanks.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.